Hello, hello, hello.
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 We're live.
Welcome to Best/Worst, episode 5.
Episode 5.
We're doing it live. Fuck it.
We made it this far, guys.
Yeah. Can't believe it. Can't believe it's 5
We
weeks.
made it this far.
This is the 5th and final episode.
Yeah. Thank you for following us on our journey.
Yeah.
And next week we'll be handing it over to Ben Eberly.
Yeah, in his imaginary podcast.
Yeah, we should get him on here.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
yeah.
Should we?
It'd be awesome.
And we can get Craig.
Yeah. We'll get
Craig,
back.
where's Craig
Craig.
at?
His name's not Craig anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's Earl.
His name's Earl now.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
is,
He
yeah.
changed his name.
Yeah, listen to TGM and Sense. We're begging you.
Yeah.
Don't listen.
Yeah, no, it's impossible. You can't find it, actually. Anywho, all right, this week we're going to be doing Arnold
The lost
Schwarzenegger.
files
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Strong,
Yep.
as he went by in his first movie.
For some reason.
All right, first, for his best, we'll be talking about Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And for his worst, later on in the podcast, we'll be talking about Hercules in New York.
Oh,
The little gem from 1969.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
the sweet, sweet year in 1969.
Now, Terminator 2 Judgment Day was the sequel to the original Terminator. Would you believe it?
No, I
With a
wouldn't.
title like that.
No.
It's a sequel.
I think it'd be a prequel to the trilogy.
No. It came out in 1991 on July 3rd. Nice 4th of July weekend for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that. 1991, 4th of July. What a great little weekend.
The little Terminator 2.
Yeah, a little Terminator 2. Oh, what a breakthrough movie with the technology. That's what this movie reminds me of.
Yeah.
And the CGI.
Great CGI.
Yeah,
James
even
Cameron
surprisingly,
pulling it off.
the last little bit we watched before this, I was still impressed. I mean, I know it's
It
the
is.
4K version, but still.
Oh, it looks so
I
good
mean,
in
the
4K.
base of the
Blu-ray
special effects
4K.
was good. We're good.
Looks fucking great. Now, this movie's directed by James Cameron, the great James
Oh.
Cameron.
Which I think his name and obviously great special effects go hand in hand.
Oh, yeah. He brought the Titanic to life.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah,
And
I'm kind of ashamed to admit that I didn't really even realize that it was directed by James Cameron.
Yeah, I didn't know for a while. I mean, definitely when I was younger and for a while, I never really realized it
Yeah,
until.
you just grow up knowing him as the fucking Titanic guy.
Titanic guy.
And Avatar, obviously.
Yeah, and then Avatar.
Yeah. All right, now Terminator 2 stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, obviously.
Classic.
Mhm.
Linda Hamilton as Sarah Connor. Robert Patrick
Gross.
as the T-1000.
T-1000.
And the great Eddie Furlong.
Eddie.
Edward Furlong
What a
as
name.
John Connor.
Furlong.
Yeah. Yeah, he when he was, I know he was just like a normal kid. Like, this is his first movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
really?
imagine your first movie.
What, he wasn't like a little commercial snob or anything?
I don't think so. From
Yeah.
in the documentary that I watched on the 4K Blu-ray set I bought on Amazon for $14.99. They said that they plucked him right out of
School one day?
right out of school.
Just
James
grabs
Cameron.
it. Hey.
Hey, come with
Hey, come here.
us. Come here, little Eddie.
Yeah. Come here, little Edward. All right, now let's go through the plot a little bit.
All right, let's take a stroll through old plot
Give us the
plot
rundown.
road.
Now, the weird part about this movie is it takes place obviously it's 1991 when they film, when it comes out,
Yeah.
but the plot takes place in 1995.
Okay.
Interesting.
I just learned. I did not know that. I mean, they probably tell you right in the movie, but for some reason,
Yeah.
I just thought it takes place in 1991.
At
That is-
current time, yeah,
But
yeah.
it makes sense because the first Terminator came out in 1980, I think 4. So like you're thinking like it's only been like 6 years since the first Terminator. How is Eddie Furlong playing a 12-year-old John Connor?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
right.
But now that it says 1995, it's like, oh yeah,
It makes,
Okay.
Yeah, I
it
guess
makes more
that's
sense.
probably why. They caught a potential plot hole, that's for sure.
no. All right. The movie starts in 1995. John Connor is living in Los Angeles with his foster parents. God, what a great set of pair of foster parents those people were. His
They always
mother.
are.
His mother, Sarah Connor, is in the mental institute. She was arrested because she tried to blow up a computer factory.
yeah. She's a terrorist.
And she's jacked, and she's working out hard, getting, licked by the prison guard.
Oh.
A little,
yeah,
little
yeah.
weird. Skynet sends back the T-1000 to kill John Connor, a young John Connor. The future John Connor sends back the T-800 model 101 to protect his young self.
Mhm.
That's the initial start of the movie. We see John Connor. He's got a sweet dirt bike.
Yeah, they
Oh,
build in
yeah.
his little life, his little shitty life
Yeah.
with his fucking bully friend.
Yeah, he's a cool friend from that show on think it was Nickelodeon, Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
red
yeah.
hair.
Remember that show?
Yeah.
Salute Your Shorts? And
I
his
forgot
friend
about
is the
that.
kid with the red hair from Salute Your Shorts. He's
And
like a
they
red
bullet.
bullet.
they ride around on that dirt bike and terrorize that fucking neighborhood.
Was there a separate show that was called Bug Juice?
Yeah, that's at a camp. Oh, no,
That's a
they're both
camp.
at a camp, but Bug Juice was different, yeah.
That wasn't a reality? Was that a reality camp show, or was
no, I
Bug
think
Juice
they're-
like a script?
I think it was
Maybe
scripted. But Salute Your Shorts was like very early 90s.
Yeah,
think
I
Bug Juice
remember
was
that.
after.
Yeah.
But yeah, so John Connor, he's hacking ATMs.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a little hacker.
He's a little hacker.
I learned it from my mom.
Yeah, I learned it from his mom. Then he goes to arcades.
He's got the worst fucking worst adopted parents ever.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking guy's just sitting on the couch drinking beers.
Yeah. John, clean your room.
Go tell that kid to clean his room. He's like, John, you gotta listen to your mother. And he's like, she's not my mother. And then they
Todd.
Todd, and then they blast away on the fucking
Yeah.
dirt bike
Yeah.
with the
man.
boombox.
When I was a kid, I always thought he was so cool because he had a dirt bike.
Yeah, but no one else in the neighborhood had one either.
He's like, imagine just riding a dirt bike around your neighborhood.
No fucking worries.
Hell yeah.
No cops.
Imagine that.
That would be
Cops
pretty
just
nice.
don't care.
The streets of Barrington on a dirt bike.
Yeah, that wouldn't last too long.
Oh, it'd be dope. All right, then the Terminators come. Arnold, the T-800, he comes and he goes to a biker bar, and he's naked. His big fucking Austrian uncut dongs hanging out.
Oh yeah.
You know?
When he spheres in, and it cuts that was my favorite part.
Which one? Which one?
When he comes in and the bubble around him like cuts all.
Oh
metal.
yeah, yep.
It's like the cut out part of the trailer.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
can
the
see
tr-
the
yeah, yeah.
skeleton.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was
I always
awesome.
loved that. I always thought that was so cool.
They have such good attention to detail in this movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He goes to the biker bar, and
I need your clothes and your motorcycle.
yeah, he sizes up that dude, and then he gets fucking. He puts what does he put? His cigar out.
Yeah,
on
he
his-
puts a scar out on his chest, and he's like baffled that didn't hurt him.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
and then he throws that guy onto the fryer. That always freaked me. He's like, ah.
Oh yeah, he throws a guy through the fucking kitchen window, and he lands on the fucking flat top grill.
oh.
And another guy comes up and stabs him. And he turns the guy around. He becomes a cop for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And then, so they're off to find John Connor. So then John Connor's out being a badass,
Riding the dirt bike,
riding his dirt bike.
hanging out from the kids from Karate Kid
Beating him
in
up.
their Halloween
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah. So then they're at the arcade, and the T-1000 goes to the house, asks the foster parents, "Have you seen John Connor? I got questions for him."
What do you do now?
They give him a picture, and so he goes off to find John Connor. And they meet up at the arcade, and then he's running through the hallway, and it's a sweet slow motion when Arnold whips the shotgun out of the roses. Remember?
Yeah, it's when
Oh,
that
yeah.
sick music starts. It's like dung dung. It's like the hardcore like building up music, and they show Arnold walking through the mall with a fucking box of roses with a sawed-off shotgun in it.
And they have this sweet fight where Arnold and they're like going through the store, and he throws Arnold through the window.
Yeah,
He's laying there.
Mm.
he gets right back up because he's a machine.
Mm-hmm. So then John hops on his dirt bike, and they go through the sweet chase in the what are they called in LA? The aqueducts?
The L.A. River,
LA River.
I think.
Like through
I think, yeah, where it's all the concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scene with the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's got the fucking truck. He drives it off the bridge.
Yeah.
He's chasing him on the motorcycle and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And I love Arnold on the VHS. It was definitely more apparent, but when Arnold jumps his motorcycle off the bridge and lands on the motorcycle, it was like his stunt double. It was like the most seen stunt double in the history of movies.
Yeah,
You're looking right at the stunt double. It's like that's not Arnold.
Yeah.
You know, and that happens a lot in this movie. 'Cause
Yeah.
they use stunt doubles a lot.
He's clearly got a wig on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they're chasing. So then he grabs John. They escape, and then they go off to free the mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, they free the mom from the mental institution
Mm-hmm.
and her weird stringy body. She's so vascular in the movie.
So vascular. You don't like it?
You can see like every striation in her shoulders
She's
and her
tight.
chest and her collarbone. She just freaked me out when
She's
I was
on
a
that
kid.
Julian Michaels shit.
She freaked me out, man. She's doing pull-ups. She tips her bed over and she's like doing pull-ups on the leg of the bed.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't like patients messing with their room like that. They just keep antagonizing her. And then she tries to fake it. She's like, I'm all better now. I understand the machines aren't real. And they fucking keep playing that tape, and then he tricked her. He's like, he tells her she's gonna get to see her son, and then he's like, I think you're lying due to your history. I don't think you are recovered. And then she fucking freaks out and tries to choke him out and shit. Yeah, and then they break him out, and when they break him out, she fucking uses that syringe.
Oh yeah, she puts like
bleach-
Drano in the syringe.
Drano in the syringe.
Puts it in his
fucked
neck.
up.
Yeah.
Should have just killed him. I hate that guy. He's just living his whole life off Sarah Connor. And my star patient, she believes robots are real.
Yeah, my star patient.
Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Like in the beginning, of the movie, he's like taking a tour with other doctors, like showing her off.
Yeah.
So then, all right, back. Where were we?
They break her out.
Oh, they break her out. Yep.
Out of the loony bin.
And then where do they go? Oh, then they escape, right? Or no, yeah, they escape, and then they go to. Well, obviously, we're skipping over some stuff. The T-1000 comes to the mental institution. He becomes that redhead guy and stabs him in the eye, the cop, the security guard. Right? They use twins for that scene. I don't know if it was in your facts, Chase. # facts, man.
No, I didn't. I left those out because I knew you were going to talk about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
They use twins.
Fat redhead.
I use
With
original
fat redhead
facts.
twins to pull that scene off.
Yeah, it's cool when he pretends to be the floor.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the laminate flooring, and this guy walks right over him.
Yeah.
And then he just comes out of nowhere. Yeah,
Because in order to become them, he has to touch them. I think is the rule of the T-1000.
Yeah, he's just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
suck 'em up a
Anything
little
he
bit.
touches.
Yeah, anything he touches, he can become like any physical object. No mechanical parts.
No complicated parts.
No, I think it's no complex machinery.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, so
Only
they
simple objects, no complex machinery.
so they escape.
Only similar size and shape.
Anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, that's it.
All right, so they escaped. What do they go to Mexico next? Right?
Yeah, and then he's like, when I was younger, my mom would just shack up with anybody she could find that would that would help teach us how to fight off the machines when they come. And then she's like revisiting one of those people that she shacked up with.
Yeah.
The implication is kind of disgusting.
And on the way there, John Connor's like teaching Arnold like how to be more human, like with his lingo.
Yeah.
You know.
Eat my shorts. Cowabunga, dude.
Yeah.
Cowabunga.
You got it, dude.
All right, so they go to Mexico. They're with the Mexicans. You know, what's up, Cholo?
What's up, Cholo?
My name's Jeff.
The fucking my name's Jeff.
And then-
fucking hidden trap full of fucking
Oh yeah, he's got all sorts of shit down there. Grenade launcher that will come in handy later.
little minigun.
Yeah, the minigun.
He's always got such classic guns, especially the Model 18 shotgun.
Oh
You know?
yeah, it's so cool in the movie how he's always reloading it,
He flips it around
twirling it.
while he's on a
Yeah.
motorcycle.
The
Yeah,
sickest.
fucking
He
sweet.
likes that wood grain. He's got that wood grain on that, the wood grain on the grenade launcher.
Yeah,
Hell
Arnold's
yeah.
so badass in this movie. His fucking sunglasses, dude. His leather jacket.
It's big old mathals.
All right, so then what? But they're there. Arnold's like, fixing the car up. He's talking with John. John's like telling his whole life story.
Yeah, he's being a dad to him.
Yeah, he's becoming a dad, That's right. Yeah.
And then that's Sarah
It's a boy and
Connor.
his robot.
The Sarah Connor voiceover. It
Oh
never
my
occurred
God.
to me that John never had a dad, and I could see why he was so close with the machine. The machine would never leave him. It'd never lie to him.
Never
It'd
heard
do
him.
do anything to protect him. And then she just fucking wigs out. And
Yeah,
has
then
that
she has that
dream.
nightmare of her like watching herself, a younger
park.
herself with a young John Connor at the playground. And the fucking atomic bomb goes off and everybody turns into like fucking
Ground beef.
ground beef and
Yeah.
goes
Everybody
away.
looks like they're made of ground beef.
And she's holding on to the fence and she becomes like a skeleton.
All her flesh gets blown
Yeah.
off her skeleton.
Screaming. So then she wakes up and then she goes to Miles Dyson. She's going to terminate him.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she can nip it all in the bud right now by stopping that guy.
Like Sarah Connor is the
comes up with the
Terminator in this
plan.
movie.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's the one she's got a mission.
She's a loose cannon.
She is. She's haunted by the fact that The end of days coming. Judgment Day.
You can't get away from that.
No. So she goes to shut down Cyberdyne with Miles Dyson. She goes in there she's all fucking badass.
She's all geared up.
She got the laser pointer on Miles Dyson's
On
back
the
while he's
fucking
working.
sniper rifle and shit.
And she just goes in there, shoots the shit out of his house.
The kid's fucking driving the little thing around.
The little RC car.
and then it bumping into his foot, and he bends over to pick it up, and that's how she misses. She's the fucking worst shot ever.
So they go to the facility where the robot arm and microchip from Terminator 1 are there. And that's how Cyberdyne's learned, all the stuff behind the AI that would lead to Skynet in the future. So they go there to blow it up, and a really sick police shootout happens.
Crazy police shootout.
Yeah.
Kneecaps getting blown.
Yeah.
And then this is when the T-1000 shows up, right?
Yeah, T-1000 shows up as the pilot, right, in the helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first he's just the cop and then he gets into.
He rides the motorcycle up the
motorcycle.
stairs.
Yeah,
that's
up
right.
the stairs.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that was badass.
And Arnold the minigun, classic.
Classic.
What's next?
Then they go to the refinery.
Oh, before that, they blow it up. Miles Dyson, he's like breathing really heavy. He's like,
He's all shot to shit, dude.
Yeah, that scene always weirded me out. The way he's holding it. Bullet holes. And he's like when I was a kid, like probably shouldn't have been watching this movie first of all. It was a hard R. And fucking, he blows himself up. Like, for some reason, that scene always stood out. I don't know why. So then what? They escape there, right? And then there's a chase with like
with the truck.
Yeah, he's in the tractor trailer with like the liquid nitrogen, and they're in like that little truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the vehicle's top speed.
This vehicle's top speed.
Yeah, they're going like 65 miles per hour. And then so then Arnold hops on it. They tip it over and they crash into the oil refinery. The T-1000 gets out. And he's like getting covered in the liquid nitrogen.
And it freezes him.
He freezes him. His legs
hardens
are falling
his metal.
off. It's awesome.
That scene, the special effects on that scene are still extremely impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it was the 4K Blu-ray, but
the practical effects hold up.
It looked good. Yeah, it looked good.
It was the only time that CGI really got, besides the stuntmen, like that's when you're like, okay, that's not Arnold, that's not Robert Patrick, but the practical effects hold up very well in this movie. Like they did such a good job. So then he gets frozen.
Mm-hmm. He's frozen.
Melted.
He blasts him.
Yeah, blasts him. So now he's little shards of
pieces.
Metal.
Then they just stand there and watch.
Yeah,
and then that heats it up.
Yeah, it starts coming back to fucking life.
We don't have long.
Yeah.
We don't have long. So then they start moving, and then Arnold starts physically fighting him. They get a cool like pushing match, I guess.
Yeah. A lot of slamming.
T-1000 fucks him up.
Yeah, he fucks him up.
Gets his arm caught.
Yep.
And then takes off after John Connor.
And then he hurts Sarah by pushing his finger into like a fucking dagger through her arm.
Ooh, yeah.
And then Arnold comes and saves her again. But then the T-1000 fucking terminates him. But then, oh wait, Arnold's still alive.
Alternate power source.
Yeah, alternate power source. He grabs the grenade launcher. He's coming up the conveyor belt. Oh yeah, before that, Linda Hamilton. It's her twin sister again. Twins. Who would have thunk?
I know, twins twice.
Yeah, the T-1000's posing as Sarah Connor. Which one's the real one? Yeah, John, it's okay, John.
Come help me.
It's always so creepy in movies when like the bad guy or like the villain does that where they intimidate, not intimidate.
Impersonate.
Yeah, impersonate like someone else's voice.
Or like the ghost.
Yeah. Oh my God, what was that came out recently? That was Annihilation.
Oh yeah.
With that weird like zombie bear that has like people's screams or whatever. Yeah.
And then the end of that movie is like that weird like miming alien thing. That
thing,
part, because I saw it in the theaters, the music was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That part weirded me out.
Yeah.
Like that was weird. Like I've been meaning to have Talon watch that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
For a while now, because that movie's fucking crazy. It's not as good as Ex Machina, but it's right there. It's good.
Close. It's close.
Anyway, where the fuck were we?
Grenade launcher.
Oh, grenade launcher. He's coming off the conveyor belt.
Yeah.
He shoots the T-1000 right in the stomach, and he blows up. And this is the best practical effect in the movie. He's in that weird U-shaped fucking
and he's like
blowing up body. Yeah, that was a good. Holy shit, that was a good impression.
He's all freaking out.
He falls into the fucking lava.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And all the faces of people he's killed.
They
impersonated.
they shot like each and every actor. They had to like go in the water and like
and
act
then
it.
oh,
And
wow.
they blended it
Combines it
together.
all?
Yeah, and they
that's cool.
they combined each shot.
James Cameron, man, jeez.
Yeah, some crazy special effects. Like the future scenes are all miniatures. Like it's so weird when you watch a making of because it kind of kills the how they do it. But it's crazy how can they take little miniature in the future scenes with the flying ships and those tanks.
Yeah,
It's like those are miniatures, but then there's actors. Like it's crazy that they can blend that.
Even when they do explosions, like in Independence Day, and a lot of those movies.
Yeah, those are miniatures.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Star Wars were all miniatures back in the day.
How they pull it off.
Yeah, it's all foreground, background, perspective manipulation.
It's called magic, Tom.
Magic
Movie
film.
magic.
Yeah. Industrial light and magic. Yeah, so then the T-1000's in the lava. He's turning into all sorts of different characters he's been throughout the movie.
And they melt them down.
And he melts and he's screaming and then he dies.
And then the hard, sad realization comes over little John Connor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When the T-800, Arnie, says that he must go in there too.
He must go.
He has Chip.
They got to destroy every last piece of future technology to prevent the war from happening.
And then, like, I love when he's pushing John aside. He's like, "No,
yeah,
I
you
must
can't go. No,
His
voice keeps cracking all movie.
Yeah, dude.
No.
And then he's pushing.
Sorry.
No, sorry, I go now.
Sorry, you have to lower me in. I cannot self-destruct.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
I can't cause self-harm.
He should have just cannonballed right in.
Just a front flip. Turns around.
Bing. Peace out,
Asian.
losers.
Yeah.
Cowabunga, eat my shorts.
Yeah. Sayonara. You got it, dude.
Sayonara, sucker.
He goes down and the classic thumbs up.
I understand why you humans cry. I just can't do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I want to cry like you.
I want to cry.
Ain't not like this.
I want to cry. I don't want to win like this. What was that?
Oh, that was UFC.
Oh, that's right.
The show.
Oh, yeah, Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter.
I don't want to win like this.
That was weird. Then the movie ends with John and Sarah driving down a highway, and the best part of the whole movie, the voiceover.
Yeah, her stupid fucking dialogue.
The unknown future rolls towards us. I face it for the first time with a sense of hope. Because if a Terminator, can learn the value of human life, maybe we can too.
What about, like, all their crimes?
Oh my God, I didn't think of that.
Like, what about her crimes?
Yeah,
Like escaping from a mental institution, murdering people.
She's the fugitive.
Yeah, even if she doesn't, does Sarah Connor actually murder someone in the movie? Does she shoot someone
escapes.
dead?
No,
I don't think she does. But like,
she
even
escapes.
though she's still like an associate with like Arnold, and Arnold
she
kills.
stuck that needle in that guy's neck and almost killed him with the bleach and shit.
Oh no, she's going to prison for life if she gets caught.
I
wonder if they'll touch upon
And
that.
John Connor's foster parents are dead, so where's he gonna go?
With the mom to
a
Mexico.
new set of foster parents.
Maybe that's why she's in Mexico, because there's a new Terminator called Terminator Dark Fate coming out in November.
Yeah,
and it takes place in Mexico City.
Really?
Maybe it's picking up directly.
Maybe that's why she goes to Mexico, because she can't go to fucking America.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, she's fucking a wanted felon.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from that.
She's got
so
fucking
that's
war
okay.
crimes.
I can see like where it's gonna.
Yeah,
Mexico. It's all about Mexico, man.
that makes sense.
No,
So that's the plot of the movie. There.
That's the plot.
that's the plot.
That's the
That's
plot.
the plot.
That's the plot of, I think,
What's
one of the. We'll talk about it, but I think it's definitely one of Arnold's best movies.
Yeah.
He's great in it.
Oh yeah.
After watching Hercules in New York, it's crazy that that's the same guy, because it's actually you actually cherish his acting ability in you cherish his acting ability in the Terminator.
Yeah.
Well, Terminator 2, but Terminator 1, he's still kind of like stoic and doesn't really say much.
Yeah.
But
yeah, but is he just pulling it off because he's a robot?
Yeah, but he's so good in the movie though.
Yeah, because he's a
The
robot.
physical acting, like I was saying
Oh,
the other
yeah,
day,
yeah, his big
his
body.
physical acting
Yeah.
is what Arnold's bread and butter becomes.
You know
Yeah.
Commando.
What
all
gripe
of
I
it.
have against this movie?
What?
The whole movie kind of just feels like one big long chase scene. Notice that about the movie?
But that's what people
It's kind of just like one long.
Yeah, but that's what Terminator 1 was, and that's what 3 kind of was, but then like Salvation wasn't.
Yeah, that was.
That's
different.
just like a fucking future war movie.
Yeah.
And then Genesis is like, I don't want to talk about it. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but when I'm
Stupid.
watching the
but
movie,
it's
I'm
horror.
like,
It's sci-fi horror.
why? Like they don't have a plan. Like why do they never at one point stop and make a goddamn plan? It's so annoying. They know that the T-1000 is coming after him, and they just act like his whole thing is like, I'm here to protect John. But like, why? Like you're not. What are you doing to protect him? All you're doing is just like waiting to the last second, and then just making it up to get out.
Yeah, they're kind of just waiting for the next set
piece.
piece.
It's just a constant escape, and it was just pure luck that they fucking were able to kill that thing at the end. That was not by any means a plan, or they came up with a great idea.
They didn't mean to go to that fucking
they were just
refinery.
It was literally like the same thing as Terminator 1, where they got lucky by being in that fucking machinery place and being able to crush the machine. They got lucky. They were in a fucking metal smelting place, and that fucking coolant stuff was pure luck. They didn't plan the coolant.
Yeah, but dude, you gotta.
That's my gripe.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, if we're gonna sit here and review the movie, I gotta express my gripes. That I thought they should. It would have been cool if they, like, said like, all right, we know this thing's coming after us. We gotta buckle down and fight this thing.
Yeah.
And kind of came up with a plan to beat it and tried to beat it. That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, they sent like Arnold back to get John Connor, protect him, but then to also destroy the T-1000,
right?
And then ultimately destroy himself,
right?
Versus,
instead of just making
running
it up the whole way through. Like if they had taken some time, everything was just fucking. They were just winging it.
Well,
yeah.
I got some facts about.
Now that we're done with the plot,
we're done with the plot.
Yeah. Hashtag facts, man.
I got some facts to hot off the press. So interesting little thing here. Edward Furlong, who plays the young John Connor, actually the production took so long that he visibly aged during the shoot. So if you actually were to go back and look that when he's in the desert rather than the other scenes, you can there's a huge difference. Not a huge difference. But
you can tell like most of the movie his voice is cracking.
Yeah. And then the other interesting thing was his voice began to break. So they had to go back over, and he had to be pitched one level in post production to compensate for that.
Really?
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. So
that's crazy.
So it goes back to, like you said, they really plucked him out as a young boy, and he grew up.
Yeah, and he grew up into like a crackhead. Like he's not even like a known actor.
Yeah,
and like he was good in the movie. I think I actually like John Connor.
Yeah, as child actor goes,
he's got cool '90s hair.
Yep.
Like I want that fucking hair.
He pulls off the butthole eyes, the bags under the eyes.
Yeah, the Pete Davidson eyes.
Yeah,
his scenes with Terminator when they're getting along. And he's kind of teaching them the phrases.
Yeah, those are some of the best parts of the entire movie.
He tells them to stand on one foot.
Yeah.
All that stuff. That stuff's really good.
You can see why James Cameron plucked him out of fucking.
He did a good job.
Elementary school.
So another interesting thing, the biker bar scene was filmed across the street from where the LAPD had actually beat up Rodney King. But what's even more interesting, they were actually filming the night of the beating. So
really?
Where the beating was, they were actually had been filming when it happened.
Imagine if Arnold went over there and just pulled the Hercules in New York and started throwing guys.
Yeah,
that's
just
awesome.
naked Arnold just stomping over there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, that was kind of it.
This movie's a part of
history. And actually, the funny thing too was there was a female passerby actually going by the biker bar, and she didn't even somehow didn't realize it was a movie scene, especially with all the trucks and the cameras and lights. So anyway, she went into the bar and basically was wondering and said out loud what the heck's going on, and Arnold replied that it was male stripper night. So apparently that was a joke behind scenes.
Someone just walked in.
Yeah, just stormed on in there.
Yeah, can I get a picture of Heineken? What the hell's going on with all the lights?
What's going on?
Bar wench.
Yeah, some fucking whore.
That model, the Model 18 shotgun that we know him for flipping that. He actually caused a lot of injuries from that. So he couldn't wear gloves while cocking it because his hand wouldn't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
And since he didn't have a glove until he got good at it, he kept pinching his fingers in the mechanism.
Really?
So his hands were just beat to shit.
Oh, all chewed up.
Yeah, completely chewed up for it. And then that on top of him having to ride the motorcycle, and also James Cameron had to tell him where to look. So it was kind of just saying how there was parts of the movie where there's a million things going on, and somehow he was still able to kind of be badass.
Wow.
When he wasn't feeling like a badass.
Wow.
Actually, when we were mentioning that scene too, the nuclear nightmare scene, they actually, FX guru Stan Winston and his crew, they studied hours and hours of nuclear test footage. And in 1991, obviously when the film came out, several U.S. Federal nuclear testing labs unofficially were stated saying this: the most accurate depiction of a nuclear blast ever created for a fictional motion picture.
Wow.
Whoa.
So that's so just like you said.
Wait, it's not Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
Oh my God.
when he's in the fucking refrigerator and he flies and then gets out immediately when he lands on the ground?
Oh my God.
I fucking hate that scene.
That was terrible.
Sorry.
No, that was still, but so that was, they got it right that time.
Wow. Dude, James Cameron, dude, he really does his fucking research.
Ground beef, dude.
You got to do it.
All those ground beef sculptures.
Because of the, basically, obviously, the graphics and just the true special effects with this, they had to grow from 6 makeup artists, to almost 36, and it ended up costing them $5.5 million and taking, it took 8 months to produce the T-1000 to life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Which ultimately amounted to 3.5 minutes of screen time of just that the special effect.
Yeah, in the making of that I watched, it's crazy. Like they're on like their old 90s computers.
Yeah,
and like they're making it, and it's just like it looks like shit.
They're
and it's actually crazy
so
that it looks good in the movie.
Yeah, they're trying so hard.
No, the minigun that was used in the film, same minigun in Predator.
Wow.
How about that?
Really?
Yeah, they borrowed.
Wow.
Arnold got that out of the trunk of his car.
Yeah, man, you probably held on to it.
Hold on, I have it at home. Let me go get it.
I don't even blame him for that. So this was actually fucking James Cameron. This just speaks to how crazy he is. So there was a pilot that actually flew that helicopter under the overpass. So that wasn't special effects or anything. It was an actual pilot doing it.
Wow.
And the camera crew refused to film it just because of how risky it was. So
they didn't want to film someone dying.
Yeah, so James Cameron did the filming with help of a camera car driver. So he had to do it himself and get someone else because the crew didn't want to do it.
He was to get in there, dude.
That's
he's
hilarious.
Fucking crazy. But hey, it's a badass shot. I mean, the fact that that's real too.
Wow.
And then to kick it off, how do you think Arnold was? What do you think he got for accepting this role?
Money wise?
Yeah.
$20 million.
Well, actually, this maybe could have been on top as a gift. So this fact said that he was given a slightly used Gulfstream 3 airplane, which was worth about $14 million by producer Mario Casar for accepting the role.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. See, now it doesn't go into detail and say like that was his payment, but it says like he gave him an airplane for accepting the role. So I don't know.
As a gift?
Yeah, so as like a gift. But then it says it's worth $14 million. So it's like, what the hell?
Oh my God.
That's what I got for facts. James Cameron.
Yeah, before we go over to the hashtag review man, let's quickly go over the box office. This movie was a huge hit, obviously. Cost $102 million to make, which at the time was the highest budget ever for a movie. And it made, domestically, it made $204 million. And worldwide, it made $520 million.
Wow.
And it's the #1 sci-fi chase movie of all time. You know that, Tom?
Really?
Sci-fi chase.
Really?
Sci-fi chase.
Yeah. It's the #7 time travel movie of all time.
Yeah, in terms of time travel movies, no Endgame spoilers, but it doesn't really mess up a lot, I guess. Like, time travel movies always get fucking so fishy and so squirrely and don't make any sense. This one kind of keeps it simple.
Now, opened up. You want to hear some movies that it opened up against, the top 5?
Sock it to me.
#2 was The Naked Gun.
Oh, the beginning.
Part 2.
Okay, never mind.
Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. Number 3 was Robin Hood, The Prince of Thieves. Number 4 was City Slickers. And number 5, sorry. Number 5 was a hidden gem that I love called Problem Child 2.
Oh, my God.
Love those
little
movies.
redhead boy.
Fucking love them.
He's a little redhead boy.
Fucking love those movies. All right, let's kick it over to Tom for the reviews of this movie.
All right, I'm only doing bad reviews.
What?
For this one, because I'm not going to read any of these good reviews. They're all 10 out of 10. Best action movie ever. Arnold. We could write a 10 out of 10 review. I want to hear from the people who give this movie a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Who are the bozos
that
can come up with something like this? Let's see. 1 out of 10, a rather boring high-tech special effects fest. In the first Terminator, the time portal machine was smashed as Reese related to Sarah Connor during a conversation, in effect canceling out the Terminator Part 2. And could they have not chosen a more suitable kid to be John Connor than the doofus they chose?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Dude, these people are brutal. Not a movie to recommend to watch today, as the effects are cheesy and story is very thick on narratives. Having to believe Sarah Connor went from a 21-year-old wimpy powder puff waitress to a martial arts monster within several years while being committed to an insane asylum really pushes the limit of believability. It's not the time travel, it's that. I believe the plot line of Part 3 of killing all his lieutenants should have been the main quest line of Part 1 and Part 2. These people are fucking bananas crazy. 1 out of 10. Look past the crappy characters and you'll find some candy.
All right. Do one. Give one positive.
What do you want from a positive review? This is 10 out of 10. Best action movie ever.
Boom. Enough.
Thank you. You're satisfied.
Because it really is one of the best action movies of all time. It really is. It's up there with Die Hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there. I mean, dude, this movie is fucking incredible.
Especially
Special effects.
Little dialogue.
Effects.
I think that one of the things I read too was the only real dialogue between Arnold and T-1000 was when he says, "Hasta la vista, baby."
Yeah, it's all just fucking shoving and.
Yeah. Besides that, they never even say a word.
Yeah.
The only way you could have anything against this movie is just hating on the plot.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, the chasing, it kind of has a whole that chasing feeling the whole time. But I mean, I guess if they want to call it a sci-fi chase movie, I don't know how many there are.
Yeah, because that's what the concept of Terminator 1 was.
Yeah.
She's getting chased, and Terminator 2
just feels like they should have been a little smarter.
Yeah, they don't really.
Like,
sit
he
down
should have
think.
known. Okay, we got to sit and they could if they could have camped up at that.
Yeah, set up for him.
Yeah, and used all those guns instead of just a couple of those guns.
They should have just went to that refinery in the beginning. I mean.
Yeah, right. They should have fucking done the Cyberdyne shit after.
They just got really lucky.
Yeah, I mean that's what movies are. Sometimes luck's involved.
But I mean, the movie set all. It's one of those. It's one of the great franchises of movies.
It's definitely
one you could always pull from.
Yeah, Terminator 1 and 2 are so quotable. So many great lines.
Right.
I'll be back. I mean, that's still fucking quoted.
Back.
That's from Terminator 1. Fucking, hasta la vista, baby. That's fucking huge. I mean, everybody's saying that every day.
That made him a lot of money.
But it sucks that the franchise really did go down a dark path with some really bad movies.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that maybe we'll talk about it when it comes out in November. Hopefully it's good. Terminator Dark Fate from the director of Deadpool 1, Tim Miller. Hopefully it's good. Because James Cameron's involved for the first time as a producer since Terminator 2.
I would love to know his point of view or what he thinks of the other ones.
It's funny because he's notorious for signing off on them. Like even Terminator Genesis, which came out 3 or 4 years ago, he said, "Oh, it's great," but he wasn't involved. He wasn't a producer or anything on it. But he gave a
gives
thing.
them their
blessing. Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really fucking shit on it. It doesn't really make
no professionals in the movie industry. You never shit on a movie while it's coming out.
Yeah,
or during, if you're you never as an actor, even afterwards, you kind of, if you don't like a movie, keep your mouth shut for a while. Like Shia LaBeouf is notorious for after Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, he shit on the movie, and that's when
Wait, who shit on it?
Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really?
He shit on it, saying it was terrible and stuff, and then that's when him and Steven Spielberg's relationship ended.
Really?
He was Steven Spielberg's boy.
Yeah.
It was
Transformers.
It was Transformers, which Spielberg produced.
Yeah.
It was Eagle Eye, which Spielberg produced. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which he directed. He was supposed to be.
Did he have anything to do with Disturbia? Was it Disturbia?
I don't know if he produced it, but from what I heard before Transformers came out, they released Disturbia, I think the same year.
Yeah.
To get him, because before that, Shia LaBeouf was still kind of like a child star, from Holes. And
Yeah.
so, they kind of gave another movie before Transformers to make him more of a leading star, which it worked. Disturbia is a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, that movie holds up.
Yeah.
He actually did now that I think of it, now that we're talking about Shia LaBeouf, but he had a good transition from Disney Channel. It was Disney Channel, right?
Yeah. Even Stevens.
Yeah. Even Stevens. Not many people really do that and have like are then consider. Eventually, it's been so long where you only consider them as a serious actor, where it's almost like you can forget.
But then he ruined it.
Yeah.
He went crazy.
Yeah,
now Britney Spears.
Yeah,
crazy.
He went a little crazy with fucking. I think alcohol was his problem and all sorts of shit. And I think now he's just doing indie movies. And
he got like obsessed with the internet.
Yeah, he became like very into like being an artist and like he did like a thing where he did some weird artsy thing where he watched all his own movies.
And like streamed himself the whole time.
Yeah, like you can watch him like
because those are those classic video pictures they use for memes where it's him like crying and laughing and it's different like emotions in a movie theater.
Oh, then he had that one video where he's like, "Just do it!"
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he like played a game with 4chan where he would like post a picture of himself somewhere in the world and like challenge them to try to figure out where he was. He just like became obsessed with the internet.
Yeah.
It's like so weird.
But he does have a movie coming out this year that he directed where he plays. It's an autobiographical. I can't fucking say it. Biographical movie where he plays his dad and then another actor plays him, and it's like a movie about his dad being like abusive. And his dad was like a failed like rodeo clown.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and,
Jesus.
like weird shit. Like this is all like it's like his own movie, and he directed it. And it was at Sundance I think it was Sundance, and it's supposed to be really good. And it's coming out this year, so
wow.
We'll see if we'll
Best/worst Shia LaBeouf.
We should for Honey Boy. That's the name of the movie we should do with Shia LaBeouf. I wonder what his worst is.
Yeah, what's probably.
I wonder what his best is.
Even Stevens.
Even Stevens the movie.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh, God.
That's a thing.
And that's probably his worst.
All right.
Well, anyway.
Yeah.
We'll
give our thoughts. Back to Arnold. We'll give our thoughts about if this is his best movie, and we'll go over his filmography a tiny bit towards the end. But let's shift over to his worst.
Switch over.
Oh,
Hercules in New York.
Fucking terrible.
All right. Now, this movie came out in 1969. It was directed by Arthur Allen Siedelman, and it stars a fresh, unknown Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he goes by Arnold Strong.
Yeah.
And it's him and Arnold Stang are the two big actors. You know, everybody knows Arnold Stang.
Oh, yeah, the comedian he was
listed
as.
Yeah, comedian. Arnold was about 22 years old when it came out.
That's crazy.
So jacked
Looks
at
like
22.
he's 30. Yeah. I don't understand how
It's
you have
fucking
that much
insane.
fucking muscle mass.
This movie,
even if he started at 18, 3 years or 4 years is still crazy.
God. And this is 8 years before fucking pumping iron. I still can't believe it.
He was he's so pumped in this. Shredded.
Now, all right. It starts off. God, the plot of this movie is fucking crazy. It starts off, Hercules is at Olympus. He berates his father Zeus for not allowing him to leave the gods' abode to adventure on Earth. And then eventually Zeus sends him there with a beam of the rebar.
Oh my
fucking, lightning bolt, and he throws it at Arnold, and he disappears, and then he's in the water.
Him to Earth.
Yeah, he banishes him to Earth, and he's all of a sudden on a fucking
plane.
No, he's
outside the plane, and then he comes.
Ship.
Yeah, then he's on the ship.
Yep.
And they rescue him, and they think he's Greek, like
he's
falling
Greek.
off some boat
With an Austrian accent. Well, actually, that was only for us as far as the dubbing. We can get to that later.
Yeah. Well, we can talk about it now, I guess. I mean, it's supposed to be dubbed. I thought.
Yeah.
I've always heard that his voice was dubbed with a normal voice, but I guess the version we watched was.
Yeah, the new.
Yeah, the canon one.
Available version is just his voice.
Yeah.
But when they released it, I guess they had a dubbed over person.
Yeah.
Not Arnold.
No.
Saying all his lines for him.
Which I think we saw tonight why they probably thought that was a good idea.
because they were worried about people not being able to understand him.
I could 100%
because there were scenes where you literally can't understand what
in
he's saying.
1969, I could definitely see them being scared to release this movie with an actor that you can't fucking understand what he's saying.
Right.
Oh my God.
And there's absolutely no charisma in any of his lines or any.
It's just him talking at the camera. It's terrible. So then he's on the fucking cargo ship, and he's shirtless with a fucking one of those beanies that like dudes who work at the docks wear.
Oh yeah.
And he's just fucking fighting guys.
Oh yeah, I don't even know. Bad. Yeah, he gets in the ship. They land, And then it's like, and then he wants to get off the ship. Like they just found him, but
they get to New York and he wants to leave.
They're acting like that he like signed a contract with
they're
him.
like trying to keep him on the ship.
Yeah, it made no sense.
To fight him. They're willing to
sense.
attack him and fight him to keep him on the ship for some reason.
It makes no fucking sense.
But he is like Arnold's super arrogant, like a real asshole as Hercules. He's just like randomly starting fights, and when he grabs a forklift.
Oh my god!
Just randomly.
Yeah, it's just a guy in a forklift driving by, and he just grabs the back of it and holds it.
Yeah,
and the guy's trying to drive away, and the wheels are spinning, and he's just like...
You see someone in a chariot with no horses or something?
Yeah.
Oh my god! All right, so he gets to New York. He
meets Pretzi.
Fights off the cargo guys. And I think he meets. His name is Pretzi, right?
Yeah, but I feel like they call him.
Yeah, right here. Pretzi, like a pretzel.
Yeah,
it's Pretzi
because he sells pretzels by the seashore.
Arnold Stang, the great Arnold Stang, little Jewish man.
Yeah, a little fucking Jew selling pretzels at the docks for whatever fucking.
It says right here, he befriends a skinny little man named Pretzi. And then Hercules becomes a successful professional wrestler.
What?
That does not happen in the movie. Ever.
I think they got to that point and they had to make some major cuts, and then it just went to the weightlifting. You know what? We're going to get some weights in here, and you're going to weightlift. It's going to be easier than this.
Yeah. What they classify as professional wrestling in this movie, it's just them lifting weights.
Yeah.
It's tough to even follow the plot, like to even talk
about it's tough. I'm actually surprised Wikipedia actually has such an in-depth plot. Like I can
because it's fake.
No, this is happens. Oh yeah, but
none of that shit happens. All they do is he goes to New York, and then they keep cutting back and forth between dumb scenes of him in New York, which mean nothing, like him out on a date.
Well, before that, Pretzi takes him to a baseball field where some sort of like. I don't know if they were college or USA. Weren't they wearing USA shirts?
Yeah, I think it was. I thought it was college, but then I think it was Olympics because they said something, and then he made a funny comment about how like, you know, because he's Hercules, he was there for the original Olympics or something. And
they're doing track and field events, and you're like, oh, okay, you know, he goes out there. And he does it better than them, and you know, it's not even that impressive.
No,
what he does, it's so lame.
He throws like the shot put like maybe 10 more feet than a regular person. It's not like he throws it out of the park or anything.
There's no magic involved.
No.
It was so misleading, too, in the sense that you think that maybe that's going to amount to something, like he's going to join this team and be really good. And then like, I just feel like they had all these, like, shitty examples.
No, it was just a dumb showing off scene.
Yeah, it was. They had all these shitty, like the same with the forklift, showing how strong he was. And just none of them jive. So it was just like these random, you'd come to have these random scenes.
And then it just jumps back and forth between scenes like that of him in New York and then scenes of the
Zeus.
gods.
Yeah, Zeus and the gods.
In this person's backyard with a few props.
Oh my, props.
And Zeus is mad because he disobeyed his word and went to Earth.
And he's watching him in that fucking crystal
ball.
Thing.
Yeah.
And then he threatens to send Nemesis to go there and fucking bad
before
plot.
Before he does that, he sends like Mercury.
And then like, Mercury's like, no, don't send Nemesis. Send me instead, please. So they send Mercury. And then it just cuts. And Mercury's in the room with them.
Yeah.
And then it's just a dumb scene. Hercules, please come back. No, I don't want to go back yet. Okay, I guess you're not coming back. Okay, bye. And then he goes back up to the thing, and then they tell him, Zeus, he's not coming back. Oh, okay. And then he sends a fucking Nemesis. Nemesis, you go fucking banish him to hell for 100 years. And then that doesn't work.
Well, while that's going on, after the Olympic thing, they a good-looking girl and her father are just there.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guess they're friends with one of the guys in the Olympics.
He's just like meeting people.
Yeah, and they're like, come have tea with us.
Yeah.
So
and now his family just like sponsors him.
Yeah.
Like they're just there for everything he does. They support him. He has new clothes somehow. He's always outfit changing.
Oh my God. Every other scene, Arnold's in a new sweater.
It's like, are they buying him these clothes? It's like they just picked him up. Like,
is Pretzi giving him sweaters?
It's like a foreign exchange student. And they're they're just taking care of him.
It honestly feels like they grabbed the camera and just went out into, if they actually filmed in New York, I don't know if they did. And then
they did film it.
And it's like, all right, here we go. And then they just went out and just filmed a bunch of random shit and then edited
Arnold.
It together.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we'll go to Central Park. We'll go to the baseball field. We'll go to Central Park. We'll have you in a carriage on a date with the girl, and you'll fight a fucking bear that looks like a gorilla.
Yeah, it's a man in a
bear suit.
It's a bear suit.
Oh my God, we skipped over one of the funniest scenes. The cab ride from the cargo docks to the fucking track and field event.
Yeah.
When Arnold fights the cab driver because he has no money.
Couple scumbags, eh? And a guy hops out and he tries to fight him.
He's a fat guy with a leather jacket on. It's being held together with one button around his fat stomach.
It's so tight on his fat stomach, dude.
And like the fight is so awkward because then like he tries to like punch or do something to Arnold and then
he throws that guy.
Yeah, and then Arnold just kind of like rolls him into
that
the
guy
bushes.
Had the best acting in the whole movie. He actually fell.
He actually fell, and it was actually embarrassing.
He actually tumbled down the hill, and his fat stomach came flying out and everything.
It was so fucking embarrassing. All right, back to where were we? Oh, all right. So he meets the girl and her dad, and then he starts going on dates with her. And it's so weird because at one point she's like talking about how she doesn't like him. Then all of a sudden they're on a date together.
Yeah.
And they're like hugging and like holding each other like they've been dating for years. Makes no fucking sense. I don't know. The time jumps in this movie are insane.
And then at some point the mafia shows up.
Oh yeah, we forgot.
They leverage.
He fights the bear and presses the world because like he's in the newspapers for fucking fighting a bear.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden mobsters approach Pretzi and made him.
They leverage manager position out of him. Yeah, even though he's not a manager.
They make him sign over his managerial duties to the mafia or the mobsters.
But he's not a manager. He even says it.
He says it like I'm just his friend.
Yeah, I don't understand how he would have signed his rights over anyway.
It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. He's a human.
He'll be the best wrestler. Don't worry about it. He's ours now. You better win too.
And they never even followed up with that contract. I feel like all that ended up happening was that weird.
Yeah, they placed the bet.
Yeah,
they didn't need managerial power to be able to place a bet.
No,
it doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah,
so many plot holes.
Whatever happened to like the Lucifer or whoever, Pluto or whoever the hell it was, the guy that like was down below and then like in like the weird hell, and then he came up and gave the guy 20,000 or whatever. And it was like 20,000 on Arnold.
Oh, it's because him. And
it was like
what's his name?
5-1 odds that he's gonna lose or something. But then like it shows that I forget.
Is he Nemesis? No, Nemesis is a girl, right?
Yeah, Nemesis is the girl. Yeah.
Oh, so what's
Nemesis
his name?
Is the girl that came. She was supposed to come and banish Hercules to hell, but she didn't do that.
Is his name Pluto?
Yeah.
That's
a side plot appeared where instead of her banishing him, she had a magic powder in a ring. So then it's the weird powder, and she puts it in his drink. He drinks it, and it sucks away his powers, and then he doesn't have strength anymore. And Pluto knows that, and that's why he bets that money.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he's going to lose the wrestling match.
Which turns out to be a
weightlifting.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, are we going to see a really goofy wrestling match?
Yeah.
But no, it's a fucking weightlifting
competition where it's just one exercise with increased amounts of weight.
It does, and the weird thing is like he places that bet, and you think like something's gonna, but he never comes back.
I think maybe like
he just knows he was.
They knew like that if he lost, then maybe the mobsters would kill him,
and then he'd end up down below,
and then he'd end up in hell, having died as a mortal man.
Oh, maybe that's
because his powers are stripped.
Okay.
I don't know. It's so hard to fucking track the plot.
Yeah. Hey, no. What you're saying, I think, is the logical plot line. I really do. Yeah. So then he loses, and then the mobsters are chasing him. They go to like a warehouse, and it's like really shitty slow mo. Hercules is pushing foam barrels at guys.
Oh yeah.
And then Zeus is watching, and then he's like, "No son of mine will lose to mortals." And he throws the fucking rebar lightning bolt, and it lands on Earth, and somehow electrocutes him and gives him his power back, and then he's able to defeat the mobsters. Now he has his Herculean powers back, and then he fucking, and then he's like, "All right, I'm going back. I'm sorry, Dad."
Yeah.
And he abandons Pretzi.
Yeah, Pretzi's so sad because
Pretzi's
only
depressed.
friend, because he's like mentally challenged.
And he goes home.
And
He's a little weird little Jewish guy.
Touched by God.
Sells pretzels on the dock.
Yeah, he buys pretzels from a bakery.
Maybe he was supposed to be like special needs. Think about it. He's selling pretzels in the dock, and they call, that's Pretzi, you know?
Yeah. Pretzi's selling pretzels out of a basket.
Yeah. What the fuck?
An uncovered basket with stale pretzels in it. No thanks. And then he goes home and he's sad. He misses his friend. He turns on the radio, and then it's like, Pretzi, it's me, Hercules. And then you hear
the voice
the
that was
over
dubbed.
voice that they must have used when they released the movie back then. And you're like, is this Hercules? And then he's talking to him, and he's like, oh, I'll always be there in spirit, and blah, 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 and this and that.
I kind of wish we watched that version.
Yeah,
it's like, is this the voice that they were going to use as Arnold's voice?
I mean, it's fun watching Arnold
time?
act for the first time and how terrible he was. A 0 out of 10.
Oh, he's so bad.
So bad.
22 years old.
1.
22 years old, not ready at all for the stardom. This is embarrassing. He probably fucking doesn't even want to think about this movie.
Oh, no.
And, it probably was a little better with the dubbed, but it was probably weird to watch his mouth move.
Yeah, the mouth.
But, that's the movie.
And it's hard to watch.
Now,
that actually, I only have a couple facts.
Yeah, let's see what the facts man. Hashtag facts man.
So that actually goes, like you said,
Hashtag facts man.
that was his debut, so this is his first film ever. And Arnold has said publicly that he thoroughly regrets appearing in this film.
Really?
Yeah. It actually says that he has said it.
It probably was because he was too young.
Yeah.
He was not ready.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, it was terrible.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody out there is an Arnold fan, you know of Pumping Iron.
Oh, yeah.
And like we had said earlier, Pumping Iron was, 8 years later?
Yeah.
And that's like what you might consider his...
That's like his debut.
One of his debut appearances.
That's when you're like
world.
this. Yeah, that's when you're like.
That's 8 years later. Like 8 more years he spent in America.
Yeah.
Getting used to speaking the language and all that.
Yeah,
this was just way too early.
Yeah, it's fresh off
way
the boat.
Way too early.
Fresh. Actually, the way that his agent helped him get this role was that he stressed that he had years of quote unquote stage experience, which kind of gave people the kind of implying that they meant theater, even though he didn't say it.
He meant bodybuilding.
And what he meant by was bodybuilding stages.
My God.
So that was one thing that his agent did, which was smart. He just said a lot of stage time.
I wonder how much he got paid for this movie.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I think he paid someone.
$250.
Yeah, there really wasn't much. There's a lot of stuff just about the dubbing. So how, like, it wasn't his voice. He was dubbed throughout the film. And like it says here later, on DVD when it was released, you can actually have Arnold's voice. So that's, the Amazon Prime edition that we watched is his actual voice.
Yeah.
And then just there's a random little thing when they're riding the carriage with him and Pretzi. A movie theater is visible, which is showing the film Easy Rider. So it's just like, that's like a stupid little fact. It wasn't like really.
Yeah. I know it's funny. I actually saw that on there.
Yeah.
At the movie theater.
And then the only other interesting was the alternate title, and one of the alternate titles was Hercules Goes Bananas.
Really?
Yep.
Goes bananas.
And that's all I have for facts. I'm surprised I even found anything on this fucking steeping pile of shit.
It was, but it had some high points. I thought it was really funny.
It had some really funny moments, but it wasn't intentional.
Overall, though, I'm not going to lie. It started to drag, and it turned 90 minutes into 4 hours. So.
Yeah.
The fucking scenes with the gods
were
so bad.
I'd say the first 45 minutes of it went along fine, and then it was the second 45 minutes that it got way too convoluted.
It was funnier when it was him and Pretzi and like the weird scenes that just made no sense.
Yeah.
That was funny. But then they tried to introduce way too many stupid plot lines with the gods.
Yeah, it should have just been maybe like the gods at the beginning and end.
Yeah.
And then like the whole movie should have just been about him in New York, like maybe trying to get home.
Yeah.
Like he meets Pretzi and he's like, I want to go home.
Like this is a funny concept. If this movie was made in the 80s with 80s Arnold playing Hercules, like I feel like it actually could. It's a decent concept. Terrible movie though.
69
terrible
too.
movie.
Terrible fucking movie. Embarrassing. All right, let's go to the reviews.
All right, this one. I'm going to read this one because this one, it doesn't have a score, but it's titled Arnold versus the Bear in Central Park.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That scene is by far the funniest yet horrible scene in film legacy.
Oh.
Arnold is in a chariot with his date when somehow a bear is loose in Central Park. For no apparent reason, he runs off to fight it. They cut to the bear and it stands up. Clearly, you can imagine the trainer behind the camera saying, "Bear up!" and it stands up. Now when Arnold fights the bear, it's a man in a costume which looks like it's purchased in Harlem.
Wait, this guy thinks that was a real bear in the scene at all?
At one point, they might have used a real bear.
Dude, that was a guy. It looked like a gorilla.
Yeah, walking. Yeah,
dude, that was a human.
I think he's talking about when the bear stood up.
Dude, no. There was no bear involved, but go on.
Yeah.
The back of the man's neck is showing as clear as day, while him, the bear, and then Arnold duke it out. The man is swinging his fist like a mill, and you can just you just can't take your eyes off it. And if you do, you are missing out on the funniest man versus man in an awesome animal costume fight in film history. Period.
Oh my god,
that is good. That was a highlight.
That really does sum up the movie a little bit because there was some really funny parts that now are hilarious, but back then it was probably like we were embarrassed.
10 out of 10. If you think this movie isn't worth watching, then you obviously have no sense of humor. Stop taking life so serious and go watch Hercules Goes to New York. And if you can't laugh at this movie and then appreciate it for the horrible piece of 70s anti-porn money at work that it is, then perhaps something along the lines of, oh, we'll say that Mariah Carey movie put out a number of years ago, or perhaps... I can't read these fucking long sentences, dude.
These people are fucking weird, dude. With these fucking
What's
shit.
interesting, here's a fucking review from 1999
What
on here.
Oh, hell yeah. What?
Wow, this movie has to be seen to be believed. I can't believe that Arnold Pretzi Stang was overlooked again by the Academy. A finer piece of work I have not seen, except perhaps by that guy in the bear suit. Now, that was some great acting as well. Of course, this is from the perspective of being drunk, which is what you would have to be to like a movie like this. Smiley face. 1999.
Wow. Someone was on the internet in 1999.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
That's crazy.
And
like,
watching
what
this...
year did IMDb come out?
1999.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy.
That is pretty nuts.
Maybe he was like the 30th anniversary and he's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking write a review.
Yeah.
But I mean,
on my nice fucking little compact computer.
Yeah.
All these reviews it's a 10 out of 10 when people are willing to just say, you know, this movie's hilarious to watch and make fun of. And then any serious review is a 3 out of 10.
It's crazy because there's probably a lot of 10 out of 10s that are like, oh, this movie's hilarious, but then the movie has like a 3 point something average.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
which it makes sense though, because like we talked about the worst movies we've seen as far as ranking wise, like of ease of watching them and somewhat enjoying them.
Yeah.
This was below Critters, so I think it would go like Critters, then this, and then I don't know what's worse, Generation or Yoga Hosers. That's a tough call, but it wasn't that bad at least.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move over to let's try to figure out if this truly is his best / worst. Terminator 2 and Hercules in New York.
All right.
Now for his best, I'm just going to name off some good movies, and just to get some ideas flowing. We got Terminator 2.
There's not really much that can.
Yeah, Terminator 2, The Terminator, Predator. I mean, that's a fucking classic.
Oh, that's okay.
And he's good in it. Total Recall, which is a fucking classic. True Lies. You know, what else we got? The Running Man, one of my fucking easily my favorites.
The Barbarians up here too.
Commando.
Commando's so badass, especially when he's in the ship.
Yeah, Commando is easily one of my fucking favorites.
Like
Conan the Barbarian
upside
is
down.
bad. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
Which one?
When I was a kid, I saw it.
That's a bad movie, dude.
What is?
Conan the Barbarian.
Some people like the first one, but I've heard Conan the Destroyer, the sequel, is fucking terrible.
Jesus.
But anyway,
2 hours and 9 minutes.
Yeah. Arnold, he had so many big action movies.
Escape Plan.
Oh my god!
Remember that movie?
We tried watching.
Did we see that in theaters?
No, we were watching on like DVD or something.
I think I remember we tried.
We tried. Yeah, you're there.
Yeah,
we couldn't even get past the first like fucking 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Arnold, he has a lot of different. He has like the 2000 movies. He has like the Sixth Day. Remember that movie with the clones?
Was it with Satan? Was it the?
No, that's End of Days.
That's End of Days.
I actually like that movie. You're fucking quiet, boy, compared to me.
The Running Man.
Yeah, the Running Man is easily top 3 for me.
Yeah.
You know, those are his best. You know,
Last
I just named off
some
that are big movies.
Eraser is on here, yeah.
Eraser was a cool one just because of the gun.
Now, his worst movies, we got like Hercules in New York. We got Batman and Robin. Oof, that's a...
Freeze!
Yeah. Fucking Mr. Freeze. You got Junior. Fucking where he's pregnant, for God's sakes.
Oh, yeah. Is that with Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way, which is like a cult classic, but...
That's a family flick.
Sabotage.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sabotage. We saw that in theaters.
This is the one. That's the one we saw in theaters.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters.
Oh.
Where he's fucking... Oh, check your corners.
Yeah, check your corners.
I mean, I'm looking at the list. I mean,
Jingle.
I have my own personal best. You know, I think Running Man for me is I just love the concept of like it's almost like a battle royale.
Yeah.
It's like
a video game.
It's a game show battle
It's
royale.
like Thor Ragnarok before Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah. And I love the future of it where they're on like fucking in the future we have this game show where people fight to the death. And I just love the characters in it. So like I'm not saying it's his best movie, but it's definitely top 3 for me. But
that guy in the little car.
Yeah, the opera singer.
yeah.
And then the dude on
that
the
movie's
then
fucking
the
hilarious.
Asian guy on the ice.
That movie's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you think he's Asian, and then
what is this? Barrett's Island?
Oh, that's his worst on here. But first of all, that movie you can't find, and it's also not really a real movie. It's Frank. Remember the guy from Pumping Iron? His buddy, Franco Columbo.
Yeah, the guy with the giant shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh no, Frank Columbo is a short guy.
Yeah, short guy. That's like Arnold's like that's one of his like best friends in real life.
Tiny still. Guy.
And that's some movie that he made. I think he didn't direct it, but he wrote it and I think produced it. Frank Columbo. And I tried. I was like, oh, that seems like a funny movie to watch. I could not find it.
It's barely even real.
So we had to watch Hercules in New York, which I'm going to come out and say it. It's easily his worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
definitely
unanimous.
not Batman and Robin.
I think we can all.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin is a movie that follows a plot. I'm actually surprised that is his second worst.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie is trash.
Jingle All the Way, dude.
I like Jingle All the Way. That is a Christmas. That is still on TV at Christmas time.
Yeah,
it is a classic.
That's the thing too. It's a holiday movie. That's going to have
is better than Batman and Robin.
Yes,
I didn't say Kindergarten Cop either.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's
even when you were a kid, you didn't like Batman and Robin. I loved Batman and Robin.
When I was a kid, that movie is fucking terrible. They ice skate at some points.
Yeah. So what,
dude? That movie's terrible.
Remember when Robin's folding his laundry? Oh, badass, dude.
Oh,
no, that's Batman Forever.
It's still the same character.
No, dude, that movie's fucking terrible. So Alicia
Poison
Silverstone.
Ivy.
Oh yeah. Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy with Bane. Yeah, that is Batman Robin.
Yeah. And then he's got the fucking wax lips on.
Yeah.
Just because he wants to kiss her.
I don't know why.
I liked that movie when I was a kid, man.
That movie almost killed Batman.
You can't sit here and tell me that you liked the Addams Family when you were a kid. And that you can.
Addams Family is like a cult class. That's considered a good movie.
How can Batman and
Robin almost killed Batman? They had to wait fucking 8 years for Batman Begins. It almost killed it. If it wasn't for Christopher Nolan, Batman would be terrible right now.
Just freeze.
Freeze.
My wife. He's got her in that vat, all frozen.
Oh my god!
I can't believe that's so low. I definitely could easier watch Batman and Robin than I could watch Jingle All the Way.
I don't know. I like Jingle All the Way.
Or fucking Sabotage. We couldn't even watch Sabotage.
I don't know. I think Sabotage is middle. If I'm looking at his movies, I think that's middle of the road. Expendables fucking 2. Fucking.
Yeah, Expendables 2 has got to be fucking worse than.
Actually, an underrated movie was his first movie back from being the governor. The Governator was a movie called The Last Stand with him and Johnny Knoxville. Have you guys ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh, I remember hearing.
Where he's like a small town sheriff. And
I saw it, but I just can't.
Yeah. That movie's actually halfway decent. It's not bad at all. Last Action Hero, which was such a huge flop that actually made Arnold stop doing comedies.
Yeah, I liked that one. When I was younger, I liked that movie. Just 'cause I thought it was obviously wicked over the top. But then the villain guy was like that creepy looking fucking actor. I forget his name. Jack the Ripper.
How about it on ice? He was like all movie. He had lines like that.
Yeah. Why don't you chill out?
Yeah, I think it's time to chill out. Fucking shoot that beam.
But if we're gonna be serious, I mean, his best movie. I mean, most iconic role. It's Terminator. It's what made Arnold.
I think the only thing that can really compete is Predator.
Is Predator. I think Predator's iconic too.
Predator is the only one
that
comes
franchise.
I think for me, what I'll have to say is that as far as the rating, I agree with Terminator 2. Like you can't, it's hard to argue that.
Yeah.
So then, but I guess then I would revert to like kind of like you said, my personal favorite. You know, because in this one, it's like you can just agree. I mean, we can just say it's Terminator 2. But my personal, that's tough. That's between honestly True Lies. Just because I remember watching
that's an awesome movie. That's James Cameron again. Yeah. They reunite.
I just thought that movie I watched a shitload of times. Plus, he's obviously more involved. It actually is, speaking.
He actually has to act.
Yeah. Same thing with Predator.
Yeah, he definitely has to act.
More of a character.
I was going to say it's a tie between those two.
Yeah.
Predator and True Lies for me, for my personal favorite.
Yeah, I mean mine.
And I would put those. I would put those over Terminator just because when Terminator first came out, or Terminator 2, I didn't really see it, but then those other movies I saw kind of before, which is, I know was crazy when I was young, I just, whatever was on TV or whatever I watched or came across, but yeah.
I don't know what it is with Terminator 2. I think maybe because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah, I've seen it 100 million times.
Like, because I watched it so much as a kid. Mm-hmm. And, like, the scenes in those movies that I cannot forget.
Yeah.
Like, when the bomb scene, her on the fence, like, it's like it's like The Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like The Mask is, like, embedded in me because I had the DVD and I've seen those fucking scenes so many times. It's, like, part of who I am. So it's, like, hard for me for Terminator. Like, it's almost like I'm, like, I don't have any more, like, liking for it. I liked it so much that I'm out of liking it. And that I'm just, like, I just watch it and I'm like, yeah, Terminator. Like, yeah, it exists. Like, I know it exists.
Yeah.
So so Chase, you think what, True Eyes? Are you going with True Eyes? You think that's his best? That's not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
Well, I mean, his best, I guess, his best is Terminator 2. Like, that's what I'm saying as far as what they say, like, is what we're considering. But just to make it more, then to revert to, like, a personal level, yeah, I'd say True Lies.
Like,
yeah, it's a good pick.
I don't know. I think I would like Terminator better than Terminator 2 if I watched them now.
I don't know, dude. What we just watched, it is a much more complete action movie. I've seen Terminator in the last few years. Mm-hmm. It's wicked 80s. It's shorter. It's way less action scenes. It's just like there's only a few scenes, like the fucking police shootout and the fucking there's a nightclub scene and
then
like
the factory at the end.
Yeah, and like the factory at the end. There's not as much. You know, like there's some cool Arnold stuff where he's like buying the guns and he shoots
badass.
the gun store.
Yeah, badass.
He's badass, but I mean the
he
special effects are worse.
He might be more badass in that one than in this. Because
in this one, he's a great villain.
He's more lovable in this one.
Yeah, he's lovable in this one. But in the first one, he was a great villain. It's what made Arnold
scary in the first one.
Yeah,
because I remember the first one kind of like freaked me out.
Yeah, because he's scary. He's
scary
a fucking killer in that movie. You know.
The Terminator.
So what are you going with, best or personal? You can give two if you want. But like, what do you think his best role is?
I think out of the two Terminators, I think I might, I don't know, appreciate his role in the Terminator more. Mm-hmm. But the Terminator 2 is just, like I said, it's just one of those movies.
It's most iconic.
It's just so hard because I just seen it so many times.
You got a personal favorite?
Probably Predator.
Predator? Yeah,
I'd say Predator. That movie's fucking awesome. With Carl Weathers, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I heard the pencil pushings made you weak, and they fucking do that strongman handshake.
Oh,
and like,
yeah.
They're
so
arm wrestling. They're arm wrestling in midair. Yeah. They're like,
It's got a great cast. Fucking Jesse the Body Ventura, dude.
Yeah, dude. That movie's fucking awesome.
It is awesome, dude.
The Predator, man. He's so scary looking. Watching that as a kid, dude. When he takes his fucking mask off finally, and you see his fucking those four things like,
it's like a weird ass crab looking thing.
Yeah, Predator's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think I think Terminator 2 is it might be the best movie he's ever been in. Like, like even ratings wise, I think critically, like it's up there as one of his best movies.
Yeah, I mean that's easy to agree with. Definitely.
God, he has so many.
His best movie.
He's got so many movies I love though. Total Recall.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I fucking love that movie. I love True Lies, and I fucking love The Running Man, and I love Commando. His name's John Matrix in Commando.
I know, Commando. I love
John
Commando.
Matrix. What kind of fucking name is that?
See, that's one too, where it's like the certain scenes stick out, and I always remember when he's in like it's like a gardening shed or something, and some guy opens the door, and he's like somehow tucked in the ceiling, and he comes down with like an axe and just like axe the guy or whatever. But
man, I fucking love Running Man. I don't know, there's something about it. I just love that movie.
It reminds me of because when I saw it for the first time from beginning to end was at Scrobish's.
Yeah, we watched it a few years ago. Oh,
yeah.
It's coming up on like that was a long time ago.
That was like a long time. That was probably like 7 years ago.
I want to say a few years ago.
Yeah, but that was probably like 7 to be honest.
Wow.
What's the line?
Which one?
This is Hero Zero something.
Oh yeah, Sub-Zero, more like Now Zero.
Oh yeah, what is it? Oh my God. No, it's Sub-Zero, more like Plane Zero. Yeah. Dude, there's so many fucking hilarious. Every movie has so many like fucking.
It's just him, dude. It's Arnold.
Like Commando. He tells the guys like, "Sully, I like you. That's why I'll kill you last."
Oh yeah.
Later, he's like, "You said you kill me last," and he's like, "I lied." Like he has so many great lines in almost every fucking movie. But I gotta go with Terminator.
Yeah.
I hate to agree. I hate every episode to keep agreeing with the IMDb ratings, but it's like the thing about IMDb ratings, which is why it's actually a decent rating scale for us to use, because it really is the populace rating scale, because it's like it's kind of realistic. Like, yeah, you can say critically, which Terminator 2 probably would be critically his best, but critics are they're right a lot of times. They give a lot of good points, but like the average people,
it's what you would feel if you sat and watched the movies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't 100% agree with IMDb. If you go to the top 100, Inception's and Dark Knight are like in the top 5 of all time, which I love the Dark Knight. I think it is one of my favorite movies, but IMDb is what it is. But I think sometimes I think they get it right sometimes.
Yeah. I think the idea too of like kind of doing, like, I can agree that that's his best, or what, his overall role or whatever. But and some of those, like, almost you can't argue, so it's kind of nice to do like, well, I guess that I agree, but then my personal favorite would be too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's Arnie.
That's Arnold.
That's Arnold, dude.
Now,
he just plays that role, and that's what you love.
Yeah.
All
right, you guys want to give our quick thoughts on Avengers Endgame real quick?
No.
I loved it.
It was great.
I loved it.
No spoilers. We'll just say we loved it. It's great. Everybody should go see it. Actually, everybody's probably already seen it.
That's actually one movie that, even though it's 3 hours long, I'm trying to make it a point to go see it again.
Yeah. Like I might see it. Yeah, I'll probably see it 2 more times.
Like with
I think it's worth 3 viewings overall in its lifespan of being in the theaters.
I'll just see it one more time in theaters tomorrow, and then I'll just wait.
You think so?
Yeah.
I kind of want to see it in IMAX. So
like how I waited like with Infinity War. That was fine.
Yeah, but the movie's gonna be in the theaters for like 2 more months.
I only saw it 1 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch Endgame enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Like, I'm like Star Wars, like those Star Wars movies. I'm not gonna watch that much. I'm not gonna watch The Force Awakens.
I saw Force Awakens 4 times in theaters.
Oh wow!
Right, but that's what I mean. Like then, like I'm going to watch Endgame like at home.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm never gonna put on Force Awakens.
I know it's funny.
Well, I've seen Force Awakens. Last Jedi, I have no. Like, I like the movie, but I don't watch Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's like, all right, maybe like it being so big deserves me to go see it more than one time in theaters, but am I gonna watch it at home? But then with Endgame, I'm like, man, I know I'm gonna watch Endgame.
Yeah.
So it's like I can just see it one more time, and then I can wait.
Yeah, I'll see it one more time. Sure.
Well.
The spoilers thing is just like, it's kind of sickening.
What do you mean?
Just the whole idea of the spoilers culture. It's like it's just never been like this before.
It's because it's definitely
it's like
social media helps.
I don't know. It's like God came to Earth, and like you're not allowed to tell anybody what he said until they meet him.
Yeah, but also we live in a culture now where these movies, even for Game of Thrones, these things are getting hyped up beyond.
That's what I mean. It's like the biggest thing that's ever happened ever.
Yeah.
And you better not fucking say anything. It's like everywhere. Like even people who don't give a fuck. Like I went to CVS the other night, and I was leaving CVS, and there was a guy outside his car, and he was on the phone with his buddy, and he's like, "Yeah, no, I liked it. It's stuff with Tony." And then he looked at me, and he was like, "Oh,
wow,"
because he doesn't know.
Yeah.
I could be like, "Don't you dare!"
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know what I mean?
Well,
It's
I guess the only feeling I could, obviously I'd be a little bit bummed if I found out some spoilers, but it is an accumulation of 11 years of movies.
It's so crazy, you know?
Almost everybody in this country has probably seen one of those 21 movies.
Right.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
And even if they haven't seen any, they know what it is.
Yeah, even the average person caught Thor 1 on FX.
Like no one was like, no one was like, don't you dare spoil the ending of Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Because either you went and saw the movie or you didn't, and you don't care.
But like you said,
and I'm not gonna talk about it. It's not the biggest thing about.
Yeah.
Like everyone's talking about Endgame, so that's why it's like you have to be careful about the spoilers.
But no movie has ever been like this. Like no movie has ever had the lead up of 21 other movies.
Right.
Yeah.
You know that's why it's so big.
And then Game of Thrones.
But
too.
like even if though, maybe because we're more, I've obviously been paid more attention to the story, but we won't go over the spoilers. But what are considered spoilers? I mean, I don't think I was blown away by them.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like thinking like, oh my god, if someone spoiled that for me, like that would have been earth shattering. Because it's like it's kind of, I don't know. It's just I feel like with a lot of spoilers in general, the basic things you're worried about spoiling, you kind of have an idea of what could.
Yeah, like I kind of pictured
what happened.
What happened.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But there was that
I wasn't
article
shocked by
the
a
guy
lot of
getting
it.
the shit kicked out of him, who was like outside of a movie theater shouting.
It's just
stuff.
that whole spoiler culture. It's so annoying.
It's because we have the troll culture that has gotten
I'm
so bad.
so sick of it.
That it's just people.
I'm
love
so sick of
people.
like having to think about it and like not having like don't spoil it for this person.
Yeah.
And then the fact of people complaining and then people spoiling it and just. It's all online. Everything online is endgame. Don't spoil. Caution spoilers. Don't spoil it. It's just like, oh my god, shut up. Yeah, I'm so sick of it.
Complete endgame.
I just want it to be 3 months from now when it doesn't matter anymore. It's so annoying.
Well,
you should go see it.
Yeah, go see it.
Go see it.
Go see it. Jesus.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up.
There's like 58 showings per day or something.
Where? What? Like, what does that
like
mean?
Major showcase cinemas the first weekend. Like there was like 50 something showings.
Oh, like in all 3 days? Are you talking?
No, like per day, like at all the theaters, all the times added up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like a ton of showings. Like one person was like, the theater near their house only had Endgame playing and Shazam in one other theater.
Oh, yeah,
around. I mean, it's probably based on like what area, because around here there's only like less than 20 per day.
That's a lot though.
Oh, that's a shit ton.
Yeah.
But some theaters last weekend were doing fucking 24 hours in like major cities.
Dude, that's insane.
24 hours. You can catch at 2 a.m. if you want.
It made $1.2 billion in the first weekend worldwide.
Yeah. And
after its first weekend, it instantly went to number 18th for the most grossing. I don't know if it was movie or entertainment or something, but it's crazy. Like it instantly, something that list is for things that are after years and years, but.
Yeah, it released in China on the same, because like not like a lot of other movies, they'll like space it out, like it'll be America, then like China in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
but it released in China and America in the same week.
Yeah,
that's also why its numbers are so fucking gigantic.
Wow.
Because in China, here it did 58 million or something like that. In China, it did like 303 million.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like fucking Chinese love fucking Avengers.
Yeah.
They love Marvel.
That's crazy.
They don't really like Star Wars. That's why Star Wars, like, it does so much better here than there. But
yeah, it was good. I think it was a good movie. I think it was a good end to what they've been working up to.
Yeah.
Overall. I mean, there's certain little things about it, but overall, it was good.
Overall, go see it.
And it wasn't bad for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it was that bad.
Well, it felt shorter than Hercules.
Yeah, it did.
It did. All right, well, maybe we'll talk about Arnold again in November if we all go see the new Terminator. Hopefully it gets good reviews.
We'll see.
Terminator Dark Fate. We'll see.
We will see.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening.
Folks. Have a great night.
Hey guys, I can't believe you made it all this way. Thanks for listening. You're still listening. You're a champ. You're a soldier. Follow us on Instagram at best/worst. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play, and give us a listen on whatever your preferred platform is. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.